Hey guys, my name is Massimo, and today I have a confession to make. You guys have probably noticed that I don't snipe very often on my channel, and that's simply because I'm honestly not a very good sniper. Back in Battlefield 3, I loved to snipe. My top two weapons in the game was the SV98 and the L96. Those were my top tier weapons, and that's simply because those bolt-action rifles and sniping in general was a hell of a lot of fun, and I felt like I was decent back in that game. Like, I felt like I was a competent sniper. But then when I transitioned on over into Battlefield 4, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was because when the game launched, sniping was awful because of the netcode. Like, it was almost impossible to line up headshots because your target never was where you actually were shooting. The netcode was seriously that bad when the game first launched. But every single time I try to jump back on in and relearn how to snipe in this game, I always have a frustrating experience. Like, I just get dominated by everyone. I can never seem to line up my shots. I try out different bolt-action rifles, and the real reason I'm bringing this up is because a lot of you are wondering where my my CS5 sniper review was. I reviewed all of the other weapons from the Dragon's Teeth DLC, but I was leaving the bolt-action rifle for last because I was dreading this. I was dreading the moment when I would have to snipe in this game and give you guys my opinion on a class that I just wasn't very comfortable with. And I was thinking to myself, as I was getting just destroyed over and over and over again by everyone on the battlefield, it didn't matter if they were brand new to the game, they were probably smacking me around. I thought to myself, why was I so much better at sniping in Battlefield 3? Like, what were the mechanical differences between Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 that allowed me to dominate in the past game, but in the current game, it just leaves me floundering and feeling like I'm just flopping around a wet noodle at my enemies? And so I went back, I played the game, and I was destroying people. Like, I was having so much fun. I had pinpoint-like accuracy. I was taking out snipers that were using the head glitch to, like, the extreme. All I could see was, like, their Widow's Peak. I was still nailing those shots. I was playing aggressively, I was taking people out at a distance. It didn't matter where the enemy was, I was taking people out, and it was a hell of a lot of fun. And so after my playtime, once I, had my fill of sniping, I thought to myself that I'm gonna make a video on why I think sniping in Battlefield 3 is far superior to Battlefield 4. Like, I am destroying in that game, I suck in Battlefield 4, there's gotta be a difference. And so I looked on Synthetech.com, I tried to find, vast sweeping differences between the sniper rifles in that game and the sniper rifles in Battlefield 4. I tried to think of different mechanics that they added in between the two different games, and the only real thing that I could think of was that back in Battlefield 3, the suppression effect was worse in that game for sniping, admittedly, because if you were fully suppressed, it actually caused your bullets to fly in a random direction, and you guys know, having your bullets fly not where you're shooting and using a high-powered bolt-action rifle is like the death of your class, so that was actually worse in that game. And the only other difference that I could think of was the addition of the vapor trail. I know how absurd this is going to sound, but I honestly think that the vapor trail has been screwing me up this entire time, because maybe it's just me, maybe you guys don't have this problem, but it screws with my accuracy. Like, the vapor trail just doesn't, in my mind, represent exactly where the bullet is heading. It might be an exact representation of where your bullet went, but for me, it blocks my line of sight a little bit. I have a hard time realizing, if I needed to aim a little bit higher, if I need to aim a little bit lower to nail that headshot, and because of that, it's caused me to struggle. And so during my playtime with Battlefield 3, I realized that I'm shooting and playing differently. I'm aiming differently when I'm trying to lead my target. I'm aiming, slightly above their head. I basically was taking the advice that I had when I was giving advice to players who wanted to snipe in Battlefield 3 and applying that to my gameplay. And I was like, wait a second. Because there isn't this large difference between the two games, like, the bolt-action rifles are basically the same. They have the same travel speed. They have the same bullet drop. What if I just take that same type of playstyle and slap that on into Battlefield 4, completely ignore the vapor trail, just don't even regard it, just do the same thing that you're doing in Battlefield 3 and slap that on into Battlefield 4 and see what happens. All of a sudden, I was just on fire. I was taking everyone out, I was hitting moving targets, I was hitting snipers off in the distance, people up close, medium range, the entire spectrum was my playing field, and that was something that I had not experienced in Battlefield 4 in a very, very long time. And it was simply to the fact that I just stopped caring about the vapor trail. I stopped using that as an indicator of where my bullet was going, and I just used the same sense that I was using back in Battlefield 3 and just slapped that into Battlefield 4, and all of a sudden I was dominating everyone. I still feel like I have a long ways to go until I feel comfortable with sniping again in this game, or at least to the same comfort level that I had back in Battlefield 3, but it was just so refreshing, and honestly just the most ridiculous thing that I could think of in this game, because I could not believe how much of a difference that vapor trail would make in the game. And maybe it's just all in my head, maybe that's my problem, but for me it made the world of a difference. And so the reason why I wanted to make today's video was, first of all, just to poke fun at myself, because let's be honest, this is just absurd. I fully intended on making a comparison video between Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 and why I thought sniping in the previous title was superior. Like, I was 100% convinced in my mind that there was going to be some vast difference between the two different games, and all of a sudden it was going to open up to me and I was going to learn the difference why. It wasn't the case, it was just the goddamn vapor trail. The other reason why I wanted to make today's video was just to inform you that this is going to be work in progress for me. I plan and intend on creating more sniper gameplay. I want to get to the point where I'm just as comfortable as I was back in Battlefield 3, because I know a lot of you enjoy sniper gameplay. I enjoy sniper gameplay, but I've always been hesitant, like I said, to bring it to you because I just never felt comfortable with it in the current game. So hopefully that is going to be changing. Actually, I know it's going to be changing in the very near future. But yeah, guys, that is about it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and so until tomorrow, have a good one and take it easy.